a dirt late model or an asphalt late model.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has...
Wow. He didn't answer. Come on now, Austin. All right, we're going to try to call him back. He didn't answer. He is scheduled. That's for sure. That's the only thing that I disagree with doing the finish line show during 11 o'clock hour, because a lot of people don't work full-time in racing like I do. They have jobs. They have things that they're doing in life. And I understand that. Completely understand. So that's the only thing that I wish the powers that be would realize and let me have a primetime show, because primetime could be a better time spot. And could be more easier to reach for drivers and dignitaries and people on the show than at 11 o'clock in the morning. But anyhow, if he doesn't answer, we're just going to go right along.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been...
Was that strike two, guys? Strike two? Can we text him? Let's do that. We're going to do that. We're going to actually give him a text here and let him know we're trying to get a hold of him, so... He might not actually. Hub Roland says text him. LOL. He's spraying lawns. Okay, there you go. So I'll try to send him a text here real quickly. He probably didn't answer the line. And another thing too is I call these guys and, hey man, answer your phone. Tell him that. Yes, please. I got the producer in my ear saying, what do you want me to text him? Yes, tell him to answer his phone. Trying to call him, so I did just text him. Hub Roland, I did text him, so hopefully he'll answer now. We're trying to get a hold of Austin Yarborough. If Austin does not answer this last time, because he's got 2 strikes, he's got 1 more remaining. If he does not answer this time after text, then we are going to bump and go to Paul Small. We'll go to Paul Small and get back also Brandon Overton as well. So Austin Yarborough has got a text. Hopefully he'll respond, and he'll answer this last time that I call him. If he doesn't, then I hate that, because I was really looking forward to interviewing him. And Austin's a good guy, man. I'm telling you, just he is a talented racer. He was in the 811 Hammer Time entry from Blackshear, Georgia, and I think he's moved on to driving for another team, and just everything's going really, really well for Austin Yarborough. He's just such a talent. I think I look at him, I look at Cole Johnson, I look at, oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've done the karting events, but what is his name? His nickname's Creep Creepin'. Help me out, Phil Combs. What is his name? The driver's name that does his nickname's Creep Creepin'. And Cameron Carter. Cameron Carter dominated. Was it 2017? I think it was. He dominated every event that he raced in at the King of the Concrete. Just true domination. And Austin Yarborough was in this equivalent of these guys as well. So, all right, we're going to try to holler back at him again. Strike 2. Don't answer this time, then we're going to strike him out. And we're going to go to Paul Small if he doesn't answer. So, hopefully he'll answer. We'll see. We're waiting for those ringtones to have a pickup. So, waiting to get Austin Yarborough on the program here. I don't think he's going to answer again. Man.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a...
Man, I hate that. I really do. I was really looking forward to having Austin on the program. Oh, well. Maybe we'll reschedule for next Wednesday if he has a great domination success for the event at Charlotte. So we're gonna text. Let's text Austin. Tell him we got to go to our next guest, and if we can get him back on before the end of the show, at the end of the hour, we'll do that. So yes, Hub Roland, you're exactly right. Cameron Carter. It come to my head as soon as I said creep, and it just was a couple of seconds. I don't announce karting as much as Phil Combs does. So, But yes, Creep and Cameron Carter, man, what a show he put on. We're gonna stay on the line. We're not gonna go to radio timeout. We're gonna go right to the phone lines here, and I know this gentleman will answer the line. He asked actually for me to call him after 12 o'clock because he actually has his full-time job in radio as well with Finger Lakes radio and all that cool stuff that he does. So I know he is getting ready to fly down on Thursday, tomorrow, to Charlotte, getting ready for the Charlotte Karting Challenge. And again, another full-time man in radio. Paul Small, welcome to Finish Line, my friend. I think this is your second time being on the show, buddy.
Yeah, it is, actually. Uh-huh.
And now you are without a gallbladder.
Yeah. I had to drop off the excess baggage here about a month and a half ago, but it's all good.
That's exactly right. I'm so glad to hear that that you're doing better with that, definitely health-wise. Hey, so talk about this big event going on at Charlotte this weekend and you being a part of it.
Well, number one, I'm thrilled as hell. This is one that's, kind of crossing off the bucket list for me because now I will have done events at Daytona, at Indy, and now at Charlotte.
That's right.
So, for me, that's, almost like hitting for the cycle. Oh, crap. If that's the case, then what the heck else am I going to do? I'll think of something.
You never know.
Always got to strive for something.
They'll send you to Vegas next. That's probably what will happen. They'll have a kart race at Vegas or something.
Well, I have worked the World Finals in Vegas, not on the mic, but on the production end of things back in the day.
That doesn't count then. See, damn it, you've already been there, done that. So where have you not gone to? Pocono. We got to send you to Pocono.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Pocono might have to be on the bucket list. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this because what Mackie was saying on your Facebook Live the other day of, a whole notion of, well, we've been doing this at Daytona for a long time. Why couldn't we do it in the racing capital of the world in Charlotte? And I think it's a great idea. I'm hoping looks like the weather is going to cooperate, and I'm hoping for a pretty stellar turnout. And it's going to be a unique event because we haven't done anything like this in a long time. As a matter of fact, the only place that I can remember being a stock car or sprint car track that converted itself to a kart track was the old Lawrenceburg Speedway in Indiana before they blew it up into a mini Eldora when it was still a little like-shaped quarter mile. They would run a kart fest at the end of the year, and they would take the bottom, 45, 50 feet of the track surface. They'd berm up, put a cushion up, and you raced on the very inside edge of it, and they had some great racing at that facility, so...
And this historic event coming up here this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Now, Paul, me and Phil were talking about this, Paul. You're going to be the announcer at the dirt track, but in addition to the dirt track running the Charlotte Karting Challenge Nationals, there's also going to be Roval raced on. There's going to be the oval track being used as well. 3 different karting programs at the same facility this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as a rain date if necessary.
Yeah, it's essentially the same program that we do at Daytona Car Week every year, just modified a little bit because it's a different facility. And I'm hoping that I'm going to have some time to break away and at least be able to put eyes on what's happening with the road race series while they're running on the Roval at Charlotte, because I think that's going to be a fantastic layout for the kart racing. It's nowhere near as wide open as Daytona is. Especially through the infield complex, you've got elevation changes and you've got tighter turns and everything. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the drivers handle it.
History-making event this weekend, and again, Phil, me and Phil talked about it. Paul, me and Mackie talked about it. This is history in the making. This might be a one-time only thing, and it might be something that's repetitive. It just depends on what the turnout and the response is going to be of whether this comes back next year.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that we're going to, hit a home run right out of the box. I can't imagine from a driver's standpoint not wanting to participate when you go to a marquee facility like this. Back when I worked for USAC and we were just starting the quarter midget program, and we announced that we were going to do a race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I mean, it just blew the roof off. Everybody wanted to be at the most historic facility for open wheel racing.
That's right.
In the United States. and it has continued to prosper. It's one of the marquee events on the USAC .25 midget calendar. So, applying that to the world of karting, well, we're going to, what's referred to as the racing capital of the world. It's, for all intent and purposes, it is the NASCAR capital of the world because so many teams and everything are still based around Charlotte, Concord, Lake Norman, that whole area. So, if you're a driver, why wouldn't you want to compete at a marquee facility like that and say, I was at the very first one?
As they say now, their slogan is America's home for racing. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Paul Small again joining us.
It certainly is to me, yep.
Definitely. Paul Small joining us. By the way, quick update on our guest lineup. Brandon Overton. Big sexy Brandon Overton, or slim sexy now. By the way, me and Bob Dillner had a debate on that yesterday about, yes, James Essex started calling him slim sexy, but I started calling him that too. So, because he's lost weight. We'll talk about that. Brandon Overton is rescheduled with us. He'll be on the show in about 7 minutes from right now, 7:40, with Brandon Overton, driver of the number 2 Rum Runner Rocket XR1, picked up his second USA 100, an emotional win at that at Virginia Motor Speedway. And, of course, we'll talk about his 2019 season as well. Paul Small joins us on the program. And, of course, Paul, man, just talk about how kart racing is up in New York. Do you do anything with karting up in New York, or do you just do, like, these special WKA events?
Well, I tend to do more special karting events. At one point here in the Northeast, weekly kart racing was monstrous. You had several weekly racetracks running that were drawing, well over 100 entries at each facility. But that's kind of weaned off now, and I think part of that is the economy, and I think part of that is also that drivers use karting as a stepping stone. You used to have a good complement of adult racers and a good complement of junior racers, but now there's so much more competition for racers to enter in other classes. We have up here in the Northeast, we have the Excel Modifieds, we have Mod Lights, we have Crate Sportsmen, we have Limited Crate Sportsmen. We've got many more choices now for younger racers to learn the ropes, to ply their trade, and eventually, decide to move up the ladder into the big block modifieds, which are the really the staple of racing in this part of the country, or the 360 sprint cars or the dirt late models. So the participation level for the weekly racing, outside of a couple of isolated pockets, isn't what it used to be. There used to be some traveling series, but the major one of those has ceased operations. So there's still a couple of other series that are out there, but they're in more regionalized pockets, and they don't kind of crisscross the state as much as they used to. There's still the interest there. There's still the competition there. It's just kind of had a little bit of a metamorphosis, and it's changed. It's not what it was 3 to 5 years ago.
And Paul, I believe this domino effect, I hate to say this, I'm not trying to upset anybody in the world of racing, karting, stock cars, dirt, asphalt, whatever, drag racing, this effect of track shutting down is going to continue. I hate to say this, and I mean this in an honest way. We are now in a survival of the fittest. The best of the best are going to be the ones that make it, the ones that can survive with car count, can survive with fan attendance, can survive with time management. That's one of the biggest things I've been hitting on this year, Paul. And maybe it's because I'm 35 and I'm traveling all over the country, and you're on an airplane here, you're on an airplane there, you're driving here, you're driving there. You don't want to be at a racetrack for 10 hours at a time. I love racing. I love racing. And there was a time for me where I'd stay there until the cows come home. But I think you got to have a quick time management program. Would you agree on that, Paul?
Oh, I would absolutely agree on that, 100%.
Especially in karting.
I think it applies across the board, literally to everything. Because you look at an event like the Coca-Cola 600 to Charlotte. Now that's what, a 4.5 hour race. When they used to run the 500 miles at Dover, that was a 4.5 hour race. The 500 miles of Pocono was a 4.5 hour race. There's a reason why a lot of the bigger organizations like NASCAR drop down the mileage on some of these races and shorten them. There's a reason why IndyCar has a 2-hour time limit on their road course races. And it's all because the attention span is shorter than it used to be. And the amount of diehard race fans versus the amount of